Dianna Russini. Dianna. Look, if Dianna, you're watching this at home, cuddled up, mad, whatever's happening. Look, I only say Dirty Diana because Michael Jackson, you just happen to go viral when Michael Jackson movie come out. So that's the only reason I'm saying it. I'm lying. Dianna Russini made a Spotify playlist called Turning the Page that she shared with a user named Mike on December 19th, 2022. And let's just say this Mike ain't her son. Oh, his name is Mike? Oh, man. Which just so happens to coincide with a 4-game Titans losing streak. She's sending her boo some soup. Oh, my God. Woo. I mean, her husband, he's a strong man. Look, I've been embarrassed before, too. And worse than being embarrassed, I've also been privately shamed and I've been stuck. Like, I wish people knew what I was dealing with. Sometimes the world knows. Sometimes the world doesn't know what you are harboring. They don't know what you're carrying. I don't know which one's worse. To tell you the truth, if everyone looks at you like you should be okay and you're like, yo, you don't even know what the fuck I'm dealing with. Which one's worse? That one? I've been there. People don't know the weight I'm carrying. Versus the one where everybody sees something, they're like, oh, Wiley, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, but at least I'm hearing y'all say, you okay? Most people are going to be empathetic to you. Look at this. So this is the playlist, Dianna Russini and Mike, 1 save, 18 songs. Wow. Okay, let's go. I ain't mad. Look, I'm almost at the point where, look, I'm past the affair part and all that. Who cares? I'm just like, yo, I think we actually are in a way of them really having a real relationship. Like, I mean, it's one thing to get a little worm on the side, but it's another thing to, I'm in love. Like, what y'all doing? I had a boy get divorced. His wife cheated on him. You think that's bad? How about this? She cheated on him, made up some stories. They always got to get their leverage back because she cheated, got caught. So then she starts saying he was doing stuff which he really wasn't, just to have I had to call the police. And I was like, damn. Police came and said, well, ma'am, once you call, somebody got to go. Later on, she admits, like, I had to get my leverage up. Worse than that, they get divorced. Worse than that, guess who she remarried? Guess who she marries? The dude she cheated with. She didn't even want to salvage the family or none of that. No, I'm good. I'm riding with him. That's deep. That's a real story. I know it. Look at these songs. I don't know half these songs. Cuff It. Big Energy. I'm not reading her playlist. Like, if she saw mine, she'd be like, who is Dog Pound? I'm like, yeah. Whatever. Okay, let's keep going. What's on this? Oh, that's the losing streak. She sent it. All right. But that ain't even the meat of the topic. This is the meat of the topic. This is real. So this guy, if you don't know him, Tony Farmer, let's give him some credit. He's been doing his work on this topic. And now he's starting to get some notoriety. I've seen him pop a few places. Even Whitlock talked through it. 49ers Talk, creator, host, last man standing, all this. Hey, respect to him because he's putting together some stuff. So let's get some Dirty Diana and Mike Vrabel talk in. Let it go.
I think I may have figured out why ESPN has been acting so strange the last couple weeks. I was originally going to make this article about how Pete Schrager retracted his story about how Mike Vrabel was in contact with the Patriots throughout day 3 of the NFL draft when he was supposed to be at counseling out of town with his family. That's a big deal.
Yo. I mean, you go into counseling, but you like, hey, yo, counselor, like, where your couch? All right, I'm going to be here chilling. But whenever this thing go off, and I ain't even going to put it on vibrate. Nope, this thing going to go ring, ring. Chill. Don't bill me for those minutes, okay? Let me do my work. And they were going to report the story. Then they're like, that ain't a good look. This ESPN NFL relationship, that 10% is costing ESPN a lot. NFL like, oh, well. NFL like, that is y'all fault. Y'all faces on all of this story or lack of coverage. Not the NFL. The NFL like, it's not a personal conduct issue. Bye-bye. Meanwhile, ESPN is getting lit up every day for stuff like, we're turning a blind eye.
What I've got instead for you, in my opinion, is a much bigger deal. I just posted this article over on my Twitter, Tony's Market Tips. Go to the articles tab. Old Steve Levy remark looks suspicious in light of Russini Vrabel scandal. Did ESPN know? Here's some context for you. 2020. This is during COVID, by the way. Remember that.
Damn.
2020. Dianna Russini lands an interview with Mike Vrabel and Mike Tomlin. She likes those named Mikes, by the way.
My mic sounds nice. Check one. There's a big joke in there that I shouldn't make, but I'm going to make it. We know she likes mics, microphones.
She lands this interview with both of them on Sunday morning during COVID lockdowns. And during Sunday NFL Countdown, Samantha Ponder makes a remark and says, that's really impressive that she was able to get 2 NFL coaches on a Sunday morning during COVID restrictions. That's near impossible.
Oh, y'all get the tone? Y'all get the sarcasm? I'm sure he's going to get to that, but I've worked there before. Before we go back live on air, everybody's sitting there like, do you see this? They think we stupid. Like, you know the people, you know the story, whatever it may be, and then you just read it. Trey Wingo was the king of this. Trey Wingo would always joke or put some, like, pointed parts into every story. And if you followed those breadcrumbs, you knew where Trey was coming from. Get it?
Steve Levy follows up with this tweet and says, good job, Sam Ponder, pointing out how near impossible it is in 2020 to get a pregame interview with an NFL head coach. And Dianna got both Tomlin and Vrabel.
Let me put that right back on, because let me just tell you the spirit this could be taken in. It could be taken literally like he wrote it, but I don't know if people run the social to just say, wow, you got a great get. They usually run a social and say, how'd she get that get? Social media is spiky for a reason. It's laced with some issues. Good job, Sam Ponder. Point out. So Sam says it like, yeah. First of all, you know how women roll. There's no greater enemy than their own. Girls love to hate each other. They do. They just do, right? That's why, as a man, if you're single, if you ever want to get a girl, actually, if you want to get all the girls, just get a girl. Yeah. Because then all the girls going to compete against her to try and get you. It's weird. It really works. So anyway, Sam Ponder, who didn't she have a unglorious exit from ESPN? Didn't they fire her or something happened or politics? Something. Beat up in the comments. Something is going off. My spidey sense going off. Anyway, good job, Sam. Pointing out how near impossible it is in 2020 to get a pregame interview with an NFL head coach. And I don't know how Dianna gets both Tomlin and Vrabel. Yeah, I guarantee you, I don't even need a lie detector test. They in on it. They like, okay, let's just put it out there. And this is plausible deniability. I cannot convict them of this. There's reasonable doubt and perception. But also, this is throwing rocks and hiding your hands. Ain't nobody that stupid, though. They ain't putting out these tweets just because Dianna got coaches. It's a show of interviews. Y'all think y'all slick. At the time, of course, it lasted 6 years without anybody catching it. Now we like, breadcrumbs.
Tomlin and Vrabel. You guys, did ESPN know about this affair? Was this a dog whistle communication between...
Now, be careful saying ESPN. I don't like doing that. I like saying ESPN, but it's really Sam. It's really Steve. It's like it's not John Skipper at the time or whoever. It's not that. It's these people on air who know these people, rock with these people, around these people, and ain't stupid. Ain't stupid.
Steve Levy and Sam Ponder. Remember, there is evidence already that this relationship was sort of an open secret. I published an article to Twitter talking about how there's a bunch of Twitter comments going back to 2020 of just everyday Joes on Twitter or people's burner accounts making comments about the romantic relationship between Vrabel and Russini and about them being too close. We have Pablo Torres finds out. His podcast talks about this pool party with the NFL coaches and their wives and how they were kind of talking about Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini.
It's impossible to be around people that are flirting, that are married, and not be like, yo, y'all doing too much. Now, you could say they're doing too much in public, and then privately they haven't messed around. I've seen that. I have seen that example of like, y'all getting it in, and the dude like, nah, dog. I was like, y'all doing a lot. Y'all just doing a lot. Maybe they need that attention. Some people want public attention and privately, nothing's cracking. Y'all know that. We've all been in the friend zone. You're in the friend zone with somebody, but in public, she acting like it's going down. And then you're like, all right, so do we crack the code on the friend zone? She's like, no, we just had a good time. Relax.
If it was an open secret that these two were in a relationship, is it that hard to believe that ESPN also knew about it? And if ESPN knew that their newlywed employee, she was married for 1 month before this interview took place, their newlywed employee was having an extremely inappropriate relationship with an NFL head coach, and it was benefiting them, did they look the other way?
That's a tough place to dig. Like, there's HR for protecting the workforce, and it's HR to protect, obviously, the entity. That's a tough conversation to have. Hey, come here. I think you and Vrabel doing too much. What's cracking? Tell the truth. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, you already know that all you're going to do is incite something that you can't prove. We're doing nothing. What do you mean? I just do my work. And, oh, my God, why are you coming at me? This is so sexist. And so I don't think they had that conversation. I think they probably was on notice. Anybody was on notice. Steve Levy, Sam Ponder on notice. But what can you do? Like, unless you catch them in the room with a camera, like, everything else is going to be lied about. Look at all the steps she took after they found out and they found those pictures of her interlocking hands. We were dummies. This was laughable. There's a girls' trip. There's people there that wasn't there. Like, look how much she made up. So imagine if you are ESPN, you bring her in 2020. You know the lies she would have told. So I don't think any upside to that.
We know it was benefiting them, right? We know that in March of 2020, they were in a dimly lit bar, kissing. 7 months later, she lands in Steve Levy's words, near impossible interview with Mike Vrabel. So there's no question ESPN was benefiting from this inappropriate relationship.
I will say this. There's no doubt. Look, this is not illegal. Ethical, moral, have your conversations. I'm just saying this. ESPN wins in this. Dianna wins in this. You are connected to an NFL coach. Do you know the information and pillow talk you're getting no one else is getting? You can say, well, how you know they talked about it? I don't. But the point is, you have the opportunity to talk about it in a way that nobody else does. That's why they don't want you fraternizing at work like that, because they know you can go there. The person's compromised. They like you. They going to go far for you. You know what he told him about some closed door NFL's head coaching stuff, or what's going on with the Patriots or Titans at the time? Like, and then you know how smart she sounds if she's talking to a real NFL head coach? This ain't no guesswork. This ain't no, hey, welcome to Titan Stadium. Today, I don't know if Derrick Henry's going to play. This is pure dope. Cocaine.
The question is, did they know, like other people on Twitter seemed to know, and like these NFL coaches and their wives seem to kind of be talking about a little bit? If ESPN knew and looked the other way, and they've known this whole time, remember, she covered the Titans for 3 more years after that interview for ESPN. If ESPN knew, it might explain why they've been acting so funny lately. It might explain why they ignored this story for 2 full weeks.
I think it does them no good to do this story because of the NFL relationship, and also maybe somebody there did know and they're like, look, we don't want to open up that can of worms. But I'm not going to act stupid like I know why they're doing it. It's okay. It just makes me look at you like, oh, okay, that's what you chose in terms of values. It's okay. I'm still going to watch ESPN. I was watching yesterday. Like, I just know what I'm watching. I just know what you are.
It might explain why ESPN, when they finally did acknowledge the story, posted it to their reporter's Twitter account with 8,000 followers instead of their Twitter account with over 50 million followers on a Friday night right before the playoffs.
Look, if everybody's cheated before, everybody's been lied on. I hope everybody's cheated. I mean, like, even your tests. I'm not talking about just relationships. I'm like, 3rd grade, you're like, hey, what's number 1? You know what I mean? Like, everybody's cheated before. And when you get caught cheating, the first thing you do is lie, because they go together. They Batman and Robin. Then after you lie, then you realize, does that lie work, or do I need to tell the truth because it's going to be easier to tell the truth? I mean, we all been through this. So ESPN, we ain't nobody trying to ask you to do something we ain't do, which is lie.
It might explain why ESPN has only mentioned the word Vrabel 1 time since April 1st, despite the Ramondre Stevens incident with the Bible, despite Mike Vrabel having 2 press conferences, 4 different separate photo dumps. They mentioned Vrabel one time on their Twitter account with 50 million followers.
One time.
Really strange behavior for a media company to be acting this way. And I think I might have just figured out why.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're all into the clicks, the views, the virality, the biggest stories, the best stories. To be a network and you're like, we ain't touching this story. Do you know if they would have said, hey, hands on instead of hands off that story, how many views and like the coverage? Like the Ime Udoka had us all caught up in it to the point where Malika was beefing with Stephen A. and she tried to check Stephen A. He had to check her back. Like they did that for Ime Udoka. You imagine if it's Vrabel and he was just in the Super Bowl and he's a former player and it's Russini who's a reporter. We didn't even know the lady Udoka was messing with. We were like some executive's wife. We know Russini. This thing had meat. And they were like, nope, we're not hungry.
Was this dog whistle communication between Steve Levy and Samantha Ponder? Maybe Samantha Ponder, another female personality on ESPN, was kind of passive-aggressively throwing some shade and saying, yeah, Diana, I wonder how you were able to pull that off.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a dog whistle comment because people in the know, like maybe Steve Levy and ESPN executives, would know what she meant by that. But to the everyday audience, it would go right over our heads. And it did indeed, I believe, go right over our heads because we just found this tweet 6 years later. Maybe Steve Levy was aware of it and Samantha Ponder wasn't. Maybe they were both aware of it. But this leaves us with a lot of questions. I got some questions for you, Steve Levy.
Blah, blah, blah. Man. The story just keeps continuing. I'm not going to say when we're going to get off that story. It's when the story, we're going to say when that story's dead. It's not dead just yet. It's getting critical condition, though. It's certainly enough. But Diana, if she would have played her cards different, because no one could have proved she messed with him. They could have just proved y'all doing too much. But her guilt made her go too far. And that's why police laugh at criminals, because they're like, I don't have to say a word. And I've told you, you don't have to say a word. I gave you your Miranda rights. I read them to you. But your guilt is louder than these Miranda rights. And that's why I know you in the back of that car. Yeah, you quiet now. You're going to get in that station. You quiet then. You're going to get in that interrogation room. You quiet then. You get in that holding tank. You quiet then. Then we're going to take you to a cell. It's starting to get a little loud in there. That guilt start talking, man. You start making up scenarios that no one is thinking of. There's no perfect crime. There could be a perfect cover-up. There could be. But you ain't going to think of it by yourself because you're not thinking what they thinking. That's the genius of it. That's why the cells are full. That's why the prisons are full. All she had to do is she should have played that woman card but not say it. Just play it. Like, dog, I've been cheated on by a woman before, and I swear I still don't know what happened, but she said she told me, and I was like, oh, okay, that tracks. All they got to do is just make sure your big macro logical points add up, and then you're like, oh, okay. She didn't tell you. Being real, because you have also been the one that, ooh, what we doing? Ooh, and you gonna tell him? No, I ain't gonna tell him. How you gonna know? Who said he gonna know? What? It happened to me in the 8th grade. I already told that story before. I'll do it again later, another time. All right, now I want to have some, what the hell? Oh, that 8th grade story hurt me. I was like, oh, y'all kissing? What? Real spit. Become a gym member with Project Transition. As a giver every month, small gifts have a big impact in creating real change. Not only will you transform lives, you'll also win and unlock once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Join me, Marcellus Wiley, in making a real impact through Project Transition, a global giving community dedicated to uplifting underserved youth with mentorship, education, and access to real opportunities. Your donation doesn't just enter you to win unforgettable prizes and exclusive experiences with myself and other gym members. It fuels our mission to empower the next generation of leaders, dreamers, and game changers. From after-school programs, life skills camps, and career development, every dollar helps unlock potential where it's needed most, and where every person makes a world of difference. Give back, win big, be the difference, be greater than your greatest excuse. Support Project Transition today. Become a gym member and help turn obstacles into opportunities. Oh, that wasn't enough? Y'all want some more? Well, check out the link in my bio. Hydration Situation Live. Blah, blah, blah. It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here. Because I think the verse.
Time to hydrate. Hydration situation. So